So, this time we'll be taking a look at the first figure in the first wave of the Green Lantern Classic series of figures. They're kind of an offshoot of the DC Universe Classics. We'll only be seeing two waves of this line. We'll be taking a look at Kyle, obviously. We're taking a look at the back of the package. You have the biography and statistics, as well as the other figures in the wave. Black Hand, Black Lantern Abin Sur, Sinestro Corps Mongol, the Low and Mesh, two figures for the price of one, the Manhunter Robot, and the Collect and Connect Artilla. Sculpt-wise, he's good. We got a pretty standard body. Again, not much molding goes into the body of Green Lanterns, especially human ones. But the head gets very nice hair, and he's got the crab mask, made popular from his first costume back in the mid-90s. Paint-wise, it's alright. Again, there's one huge blotch of paint right there. That was pretty distracting. But otherwise, the black is nice. Pretty clean lines on the rest of the figure, where the so yeah, nothing too pretty good. Just that one little blotch of paint there. For accessories, you see he comes with this ring construct of a gauntlet and sword, and it just clips right onto his hand, and it can be used with other Green Lanterns, in case you're wondering, but it's got a nice Green Lantern design here, and I think it's really made with Kyle in mind, because he's an artist. He's got lots of details put into his constructs. You can see the detailing on the hilt of the sword, on the blade, and it's just really nice. And it's made of a nice translucent plastic. And here the pommel and the end of the sword. Very nice. You see on the gauntlet, you can see the segmented parts of armor. So yeah, very detailed. Very keeping in with the fact that Kyle is an artist. He also comes with the power battery, and it's a nice metallic green. Got a very glittery kind of look to it. But yeah, it's nice, and again, it's made to look like his lantern from the 90s, which I don't have a problem with. He also comes with the piece of Artilla, the right leg of Artilla. Pretty nice, and it's the exact same leg as Kilowog, so you can tell that he'll be probably the exact same height as Kilowog. Okay, for articulation, he's got a head, goes left and right, up and down a little bit, not too much, just because of the way the head is sculpted on the neck here. It doesn't allow that much movement back, which is kind of unfortunate because I kind of like to have him in a flying pose. Arms all the way back, out, in, rotate at the bicep, bend at the elbow, rotate at the wrist, ab articulation, waist articulation. Although this is kind of funny because if you notice, he kind of rocks forward and back here on his waist. Got the DC Universe Classics legs, forward, back, out, in, rotate at the thigh, bend at the knee, bend at the ankles. That's articulation. Nothing special. Now, Kyle Rayner first appeared in, of course, right there as it says, the Green Lantern number 48, the third series, in 1994. It comes into the Green Lantern name and powers at a time when Hal Jordan had destroyed the Corps as Parallax, possessed by Parallax, and the Corps was basically devastated, and the Guardians all dead except for Ganthet. And Ganthet gave the last ring to Kyle Rayner, and not really sort of choosing him, just with the fact of his being in the right place at the right time, I guess. And so that's how he comes to have the ring and become eventually Green Lantern. And he remained, for most of the 90s, he is Green Lantern. So he has a run of about a decade alone. Unlike when they brought down Hal Jordan, they knew they were going to have a new Green Lantern. So when Kyle was introduced, they kind of tore down Hal Jordan to make Kyle Rayner, I guess, seem better or more of a hero. And they made Hal Jordan the villain. Well, unlike back then, when they brought Hal Jordan back, Kyle Rayner was actually, how to say it, the herald, or helped bring him back. And the Guardians will refer to him as the Torchbearer, carrying on the name and ideals of the Green Lantern Corps, while they couldn't. So they went to great lengths to keep Kyle Rayner heroic. I grew to like Kyle, but to me, Green Lantern will always be Hal Jordan. That's just the way I am. There are other Green Lanterns, but they will not be the Green Lantern. Like even Alan Scott is not the Green Lantern. The Green Lantern is Hal Jordan, and that is it. When they brought Hal Jordan back, and that just I did grow to like Kyle as a Green Lantern, and thus was happy to see that they didn't tear him down when they brought Hal Jordan back. And also find out that not only has he kept the spirit of the Corps going, he's actually housed or he actually was the avatar of the willpower entity known as Ion, and he did pass that on to the Sodom Yacht character. That was just another thing making him important in the lore of the Green Lantern Corps. So my point is that a lot of people come down on Kyle. A lot of people think that crappily replaced Hal Jordan, and that I agree with. They could have handled it a little bit better. But I think that he's a perfectly respectable and worthy Green Lantern himself. That's I like the arc that he's had in Green Lantern Corps, and he is not some he's not some alley rat, like to quote Sinestro. He is a respectable Green Lantern. He's tough. Yeah, in the latest issue of Green Lantern Corps, he fights Sinestro without a ring. Now he loses, but that takes some doing. I think that takes some guts, and I really like how they've portrayed him, and they haven't let him fall into obscurity or mediocrity, I guess is the word. They could have easily done that because of Hal Jordan returning, and they chose not to. So that's my look at the Green Lantern Classics Wave 1, Figure 1, Kyle Rayner. And stay tuned. I'll be coming back to take a look at the Manhunter robot. Till then, see ya.